Hello and welcome. Plenty of talk since yesterday about the wicket issue, that Ajinkya Rahane was the first one to mention that he would be happy if KKR spinners got support, some kind of assistance, help at the Eden Gardens. Shomik Chakraborty's story. Shomik Chakraborty's story based on an interview with Sujan Mukherjee. And Sujan Mukherjee then countered that, saying, as long as Gargi, if you could play that quote card, we will read exactly what he said. And this was the quote. This was the Sujan Mukherjee quote. Ajinkya Rahane said, we would love to see some spin on this wicket, but again, no complaints. By the way, all of this is in good spirits. Sujan Mukherjee says, as long as I am there, Eden Gardens will not change. As per IPL rules and regulations, franchises have no say over the pitch. It was like this in the past. Things haven't changed now. It will not be altered in future. Also, what Sujan Mukherjee also said is that KKR spinners unfortunately did not pick wickets when RCB spinners picked 4 wickets on the first night at the Eden Gardens. That's what he said to Shomik Chakraborty. This piece has gone viral since yesterday. Huge number of comments on social media. Where do you stand? Anyone watching the show over the next 35-40 minutes? Where do you stand? Of course, we will build up to the KKR versus RR game. Our correspondent Rahul Giri is in Guwahati and he has sent some outstanding visuals. Gargi, can you quickly give us a glimpse of the visuals for 15 seconds? And I will go to Shomik with my first question. Here's what is happening at the Baraspara Stadium in Guwahati at the moment. Huge build-up already. All right. Can you give me some visuals, Gargi?
It's for me, the question.
No, 1 second. Gargi, are you giving me some visuals?
My internet went off for a little bit.
Okay, no problem. So here's what you are seeing at the moment in Guwahati. You are seeing incredibly strong build up already to this particular match. We will come back with these visuals and obviously build up to the match. But for the moment, let's focus back. These are the visuals that have been sent by our colleague Rahul Giri, who is in Guwahati covering this match. So we will have Rahul on the show as well. But Shomik Chakraborty, question for you. Rohit Juglan joins me from Chennai. This is a full house now. Shomik Chakraborty, I'll start with you. Is this Shujanda versus KKR? Is that being misconstrued, wrongly portrayed? Is this a healthy debate? Where do you stand on this? Did Shujanda say something wrong? Did Ajinkya say something in a different way? Or is this all in very good spirit? It was a request by Ajinkya. Shujanda also said it in a good spirit, and this will all be resolved very, very amicably. Also, the question, where do you stand on this? Akash Chopra, for example, saying home teams deserve home advantage, and this is a no-brainer. Where do you stand on this, Shomik Chakraborty, before I go to Gargi, Bharat, and Rohit?
The thing is that
full screen to my speakers, please. Yes.
Yeah, the thing is that it's obviously from Ajinkya also. It's in good spirit, and say that Shujanda owns that Eden Garden Center Square, lock, stock, and barrel. He will not change the pitch. It is not KKR versus Shujanda. It is even for the international matches. He doesn't change the nature of the surface. The way after the Eden Garden Center Square was relayed when Shujanda took charge after that Probidda's acrimonious exit on 8th of October 2015 after that washed out India versus South Africa T20I game. The entire center square was relayed, and now even if they try to produce a turner, it might become an underprepared pitch. No one will take that risk. And mind, over the last 10 years, I think Shujanda told me 4. I will have to check whether it is 4 or 5. Eden Gardens have received the best curator award during the IPL. So from that point of view, Shujanda, there is, first of all, there is no chance of changing the pitch. It is sort of not possible. Practically not possible because the way it was relayed, and it is once again not KKR versus Shujanda. Eden Gardens Eden Garden's pitches are like this for international matches when he is not changing his pitches for international matches. There is no question of changing the nature of the pitch for the IPL. That is number one. Number two, as regards, I totally agree with Shujanda. During a private conversation, he told me that you have 10 crores, 15 crores, 20 crore players in your ranks. So you tell them to play well. You tell them to play well. Last year on the same pitch, KKR played on the same pitches and they won the title with almost the same set of players. The year before that, when KKR had a follow season, then Nitish Rana made that comment that only KKR doesn't have a home advantage. Last year, the cat wasn't out of the bag. This time, early signs going ahead, if the results don't go their way, maybe this could, at the moment, this is a murmur. It might snowball into an outcry. But once again, Eden Garden's speech will not change.
Rohit, there are a lot of people, a lot of KKR supporters voicing their angst and anger at Shujonda, saying Phenom says Shujonda doesn't own that pitch. If Ashwin says team is not getting favorable condition at home, what is the point of home matches? There is a lot of anger directed against Shujonda. Where do you stand on this, Rohit Juglan?
Look, I think home advantage in IPL matches is not something which you don't discuss or ask for. It's you look at Chennai Super Kings. Last season Eric Simmons, last season Stephen Fleming, last season Mike Hussey. Everyone kept on saying that this is not our kind of wicket. This wicket doesn't suits us. And look at what they did. And they know after that, and that's why their auction strategies. I told in earlier shows also that there is a reason why they bought Ravi Chandran Ashwin. There is a reason why they said Tata bye bye to Mitch Santner and Tikshana. They wanted their spin, duo, or this Noor Ahmed thing, the Ravindra Jadeja thing, and the Ravi Chandran Ashwin thing to be there. There is a change of soil also. Predominantly, it's a red soil wicket. But if you see now Chepauk, it's a completely the same kind of wicket which we used to see 2 years back. In last couple of seasons, Chennai Super Kings, the data tells you that Seamers got a more assist in that particular wicket. But look at what happened from this season. We all know that this season Chennai Super Kings, it gonna be spin and spin. So you saw captains, you saw teams getting that kind of advantage. So when a Nitish Rana said this, when a Ajinkya Rahane is saying this, there's nothing wrong in that. But if the pitch curator, in his own rights, he has nothing to gotten any kind of interference from the captain or from the from anyone from the management. Plus, the main point is, on the very first game, it was due, and it was the RCB bowlers was getting the turn, and the wicket was also holding the ball. So my point is, give them a little bit of time. Let's see that if KKR is bowling first at that particular wicket, at that point of time, will that assist or not? Or what will the KKR spinners do at Chepauk or somewhere around Ikana? If they can't able to perform there, then what you say? In a spin-friendly wickets.
So clearly there is some suggestion, some support coming for Shujonda there. If I can impute that into Rohit's statements, Deepak Hira, a lot of people there coming in favor of Shujonda. KKR is relying on pitches to win matches, shows they have already lost the battle. But that's basically the sentiment there. Where do you stand on this, Bharat Ramraj? Clearly, Shomik and Rohit made some important points that give time. Also, that it will not change. This is not a versus, but at the same time, Shujonda has some points. So while KKR fans are venting anger, there is also a lot of support coming Shujonda's way. Rohit Juglan and Shomik Chakraborty, for example. Bharat Ramraj, where do you stand here?
Yeah, I guess I would take the captain side here. If you are the captain of the home side and you would want a little bit of resistance, then it's absolutely fine. So I would take Ajinkya Rahane's side here. And when it came to that RCB versus KKR game, Krunal Pandey doesn't turn. He just doesn't turn. Whatever I did, it was just holding a bit maybe before the dew came into existence. But here is one spinner who doesn't turn. So someone telling Curator, whoever is telling that RCB took 4 wickets, basically Krunal took 3 of those wickets by bowling straight deliveries. So I'm not very sure about that particular statement, but yeah, here I would take Ajinkya Rahane's side only because as a captain, you would want a little bit of resistance for your home spinners. I'm fine with what Rahane said. Even CSK in the past may not be the last 2 seasons. Even this season, there's a little bit of nip in the surface in their first game, but over many years, we have seen it helping the spinners, their spinners. So if a captain thinks like that, I am absolutely fine with it, and I would expect the Curator to at least provide a little bit of resistance for your home spinners or your mainstays of the attack.
Gargik, loads of questions, foolish statements. Vinay, Bhargav, every IPL team has a say on home pitches. Phenom, CAB wants their best Curator award, then reserve Eden for CAB and international matches. KKR should play in other stadiums. Anger. Priyanshu, KKR is asking for Gambhir pitches. Tonmoy, Mumbai dishes out test surface. There's a huge lot of comments coming there. Where do you stand here? By the way, Shubhan's backstage. Gargi, if you could get him in and answer the question, please.
It's one.
Oh yeah. At this point, I understand where the Curator is coming from when he says that it will take a lot of time to relay the entire surface and all of that. But if that debate is rooted in neutrality, I think I would take Ajinkya Rahane's side, because the IPL is not a bilateral series or an ICC event where neutrality is sacred. It's a private franchise-driven league, and where everyone has a home base, right? Each tied to cities and loyalties and fan bases. And the point is, franchisees spend millions at auctions assembling squads based on the assumption that they can utilize home advantage. If international teams can build, fortresses at home in Test cricket, why can't franchisees do the same in the IPL? Home advantage is a part of the thrill, and teams backing themselves to dominate conditions that they have chosen. And the other part of this is auction strategies are also deeply influenced by expected home conditions. If a team like KKR is building their core around spinners like a Sunil Narayan and a Varun Chakravarti, naturally they'd want slower turning tracks at Eden. What's the point of spending crores on a player type if you're then forced to play on flat decks that is favoring the opposition? Pitch preparation, I think, is a crucial tactical lever, and franchisees should be allowed to pull it within reason. After all, cricket is a game of conditions.
Okay, so I have Rohit on kind of veering towards the Shujanda side. I have Shomik there, Bharat towards the other side, Gargi. So it's quite an even debate so far, and huge number of comments. Okay, Rupan says, Ajinkya, true gentleman. What he agrees, bang on 120% right. Rahul, why KKR is crying about surface, playing on good pitches. Priyanshu, KKR captain is not wrong. CSK is getting advantage. He should also ask. Shubhan, where do you stand? Quite an interesting debate.
I mean, KKR have one of the most explosive batting lineups. If they are getting flat decks, then what is the harm in it? I don't understand this debate. If you are even despite the flat pitch, if you are sending Rinku, Raman, and Russell for in the last 5 overs, then the fault is at the tactical side, not at Sujanda's side. That is what my take is. If you are seeing a flat deck where oppositions are scoring 220, 230, then why not give your most powerful and most blistering hitters more number of deliveries rather than pushing them at the last 5 overs? That is my only say in this entire debate. And people talk about Chepok and Ekana. Ekana has been like this even before the IPL started. Ekana's pitch was like that only. Chepok's pitch has always been like a bit on a slower side. Eden used to be on the slower side, but since it has been relayed freshly, it is a flat deck. Regardless of whether you are playing international, domestic, or IPL, it has been a flat deck ever since it has been relayed. Yes, you get a grip delivery, a turning delivery here or there, but apart from that, if your spinners vary their pace, give that extra rev, then I think the ball can be turned on this Eden track as well. Varun and Sunil Narayan were bowling a bit quicker in the last match. That's why they were not getting any turn. Anyway, they are not big turners of the ball. They are not a UV Chahal or someone of a Kuldeep Yadav's caliber, like in terms of turning the ball. But yeah, if like BCCI, if there has to be this mandate that home team can dictate the playing surface in their home matches, then it should come from the BCCI level, and it should not be an unspoken, unwritten word whether you can dictate the pitch or not. Sujon has every right to say that, as per the rules, as per the BCCI norms, franchisees can't dictate, and it has been his take in the last few years as well. It's nothing new. And
So
for
this
KKR
is a
side,
good,
yeah.
this is a good point. That should there be clarity? Because now you are seeing former
What
cricketers.
Akash Chopra tweeted, I think that should be the thing.
Akash Chopra's tweet is the one I was referring to. Should there be clarity, Shomik? I'll ask Rohit the same question that, okay, is the home side eligible to ask? Can they request? Can they make a plea? Is this allowed within the domain, within the rules? Should there be clarity so that these confusions are avoided? Shomik, where do you stand?
No, as far as if you go by the letter of the law, they cannot. They cannot. But between the lines, it's about developing rapport with the curator. It's about developing a relationship with the state association, and between the lines, you can do that. But in terms of execution, it even see Eden Garden's pitch after Shujanda took over as one of the best pitches in the country. Even in the last game, it had something for everyone. The way Josh Hazlewood bowled, the carry and the bounce, he hit the bat hard, he hit the wicketkeeper's gloves hard. Now, as in terms of execution related to Eden Garden speech, I give you a story. I give you a story, and it was during the early days of Shujanda as a curator, and Shourab Ganguly became the BCCI secretary, CAB secretary, followed by CAB president, and he brought in that Vision 2020 program. He In that Vision 2020 program, some senior players were also included, and one of them was Shourashish Lahiri. And Murli Wakar Yunus and one more, VVS Lakshman, were roped in as the coaches. Now, in one of the nets, and I was present at that nets, Shourashish Lahiri, Murli asked Shourashish Lahiri to bowl. Shourashish bowled. The ball didn't turn. It went straight through. So Murli asked him why the ball didn't turn. Go again. So Shourashish bowled again, and the ball went straight through. And he made a complaint. Their pitch has nothing for the spinners. There is no turn. Murli, after at least 4 or 5 years, he hung up his international boots. He took the ball, made one land outside off stump, and the ball went past the leg stump. And he came and he turned and retorted to Shourashish, never complained about the wicket. So that is the thing. It comes down to execution.
Okay.
I
So,
think
so, so,
that
so if that is the case, Shomik, I'll stop you there. Rohit, curator's job is to make a pitch. He cannot decide what kind of pitch, says Amit. Vaibhav says, crying baby Rahane. Calm Palm Heights, they let go of Surya Iyer, etc., now blaming the curator. So this is a divided debate. How does it? It's just the start of the season, Rohit Juglan. One has to stop this and get focus back. So why would you want to make a comment at the end of match one? Was it not needed? Or was it just a comment that is now being blown out of proportion? How does one restore parity? Because Ajinkya, knowing Ajinkya, and I can vouch, is a really nice guy, very nice guy. And if there is rapport between him and Shujanda, this can be sorted. Where do you stand on this, Rohit Juglan? How should this be handled?
I think you rightly said that Ajinkya is not that kind of person who make this kind of controversial statements, or someone who has to give excuses for his team's bad performance, and rather questioning the wicket is not doing really well for them. But as there was a line where Shamikda said there is a repo, between an Eric Simmons or a Mahendra Singh Dhoni or someone like in a CSK management. There was a repo with the pitch curator and the CSK team. I remember before 2023, there was a layover at the Ikana stadium, also at the Ikana wicket also, because the LSG team is not very happy the way Ikana wicket is playing. I remember 2024, the first game, Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals, if I'm not wrong. Hardik Pandya, after the game, has said that the wicket is not what we like. Means what we are hoping for, the wicket is not like that. So even in Sunrisers Hyderabad also complained. So there were multiple times when when there is a complaint, or for that matter, a statement made in public by a captain or the coach from the team, and because both the parties are on the same page. I think here in the KKR, in this whole means what has been now a controversy is like what Ajinkya said and what Sujanda has said. I think they are not on the same page. Means it will be nice if it were, like a one-on-one talk between the curator and the captain, rather than coming into the press and having a word with that. He can easily had a communication with the captain and curator, coming together, had a communication that look, this is the kind of wicket what we needed. Our strength is somewhere around Sunil Narine and Varun Chakrabarti. But Shubhanda rightly said, you have a power pack batting lineup. You have the finishers which no one had. No one had the quality of Rinku Singh, Ramandeep, and Andre Russell. I was listening to one of the Ramandeep's podcast. Other franchisees called him and said, we can give you 10 crore rupees. So just don't go for KKR. So if you have players, if you have caliber players like that, Ramandeep, Rinku, and Russell, so why you want that kind of wickets? So it's only, but I still think that it's too early. This KKR team, look, what if Ajinkya Rahane take this team to Chepauk and their spinners being tongued by the CSK batters? Then what will Ajinkya Rahane said? And if same thing had happened in Ikana also. But if their spinners are successful in Chepauk and in Ikana, then there is a statement could be a statement from the Ajinkya Rahane side that, look, I have said that we want a wicket like that and we have easily won this game.
So got it. So Rohit's point is clear that prove it, because Shujanda is on strong ground saying RCB spinners bowled better. But prove it and then come and tell us. But before I go back to Shubhan and Gargi and Bharat, Rahul Giri joins us from Guwahati, right outside the stadium. One can see all the color. Rahul, visuals, what you have sent us, looking fantastic. Gargi, make it full screen for Rahul. Rahul, give us a sense. Already there is a massive build-up. Make Rahul full screen. Yes, Rahul, over to you.
Absolutely, it's an amazing feeling to be here, because the crowd here is just crazy, because this venue they don't get many IPL games like the other venues, like in Mumbai, Kolkata, or Delhi. They get hardly 1 or 2 games. This time Rajasthan will be playing 2 games against KKR, another against CSK. And for the build-up for this game is just electrifying, to be honest. The game is from 7:30. The people are waiting in front of the gate. Huge line in front of the gate from 4 p.m. So you can just guess how crazy the fans are here. Last time when KKR made Rajasthan here, the rain spoiled the game. So this time the fans are praying that no, the rain doesn't spoil the game. And also, fortunately, there is no such rain prediction. So hopefully, the fans can enjoy a full game here tonight, Doriala.
By the way, somebody's asking, wasn't Rahul in Shillong yesterday? Of course he was. Chaudhary, and he's loved it. But today he's in Guwahati covering that game. Brilliant. Rahul, already a full house. Fans trickling in. Are there tickets still available? Give me a sense before I go back to my other guests.
No more ticket available. The ticket price is a bit higher compared to the other venues. It's starting from 2,400, and few tickets are available, but they are selling it in double prices, like 5,000, 6,000. So no more. The counter is not open anymore, but it's going to be a full house. I think it's a venue of around capacity of 20,000, and it's going to be full packed. The 2 games here, the fans are going to enjoy at their fullest. These 2 games. The next game is obviously CSK. And today itself, I can see some CSK jerseys as well. See, they are wearing MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli jerseys as well, because they have already started the build-up for the next game against CSK from today itself, Boyala.
Beautiful. Let me go back. Rahul, stay on. This is excellent visuals. We'll have to get you back for the 6:30 show which Gargi hosts. This is outstanding stuff. But back to you, Shubhan. This is what IPL is about. And I understand why the comment section is flooded. Had it been some domestic game, who cares? IPL, 1 match, 1 comment, curator versus captain. And look at what's going on. Introspect. Even the boundary sizes is ridiculous in the modern age. Freaking awesome. Not sure why they don't prepare pitches like Vizag. Rahul, why KKR captain is saying this? Shombit, last year also the pitches were flat. Shubhan, I don't see a trend in this debate. Both sides, and interestingly, Shujanda is also getting equal amount of support, and that is very, very interesting. Are you a little surprised that he's getting this level of support, Shubhan?
No, not surprised. But again, he has a merit. He has not said something very out of line. He has just stick to the he has just stuck to the rule book and said what is there in black and white. He has not said something which is not there in the books. So Sujonda himself is right in his place. Now it's all about what you do in the unwritten code. Whether like in Chepauk you follow what CSK management tells you, the curator follows that. There's that Srinivasan factor. There's that Kashi Vishwanathan factor. There's that MS Dhoni factor. Three very very impactful people who have, like for Kashi sir and Srini sir, I think they have been related to the TNCA and in that Chennai Chepauk mold for years, for decades. So that influence is there. For CAB, for KKR, Shah Rukh Khan is not, he is the owner of KKR. He has that influence and fan following, that's right. But in terms of CAB influence, he does not have any sort of influence. Neither does a Bharat Arun have, neither does a Chandrakant Pandit have that kind of influence within the CA. So that rapport is missing there. If you go to somewhere where local coaches have influence, then I think you will see curators or some other people, ground staff, respect that opinion a lot more than they will do to an unknown person. So I think Sujonda is pretty right in what he's saying. KKR fans, they are angry, they are furious, and they have a point as well that if that is our home ground, then we should have the right to dictate the conditions. But I think pitch is there. I will again repeat the same thing. Pitches the same for both the teams. KKR have one of the most explosive lineups in the IPL. Quinton de Kock, Sunil Narayan, Venkatesh Iyer, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Andre Russell. These six players can themselves win matches single-handedly any day when they click. Use
Shomik,
them
before I
properly.
continue, the debate is going to a different direction. Somebody is saying, first do something for Bengal cricket, then ask for this. Someone saying this is the difference between Tamil Nadu and Bengal. Love it. Absolutely love this now.
No, not
This is
only Tamil Nadu. I think even if you see Rajasthan Royals, they have some support staff who have been there in that Rajasthan Cricket Association. So they have that kind of rapport and influence within the. Had Saurav Ganguly been part of KKR, for example, I'm just giving an
Exactly.
example, then he would have had a lot.
Exactly.
Saurav Ganguly walking up to Sujonda and saying, "Make a turner." I dare Sujonda refuse that.
Absolutely.
Shomik,
Nailed it.
point.
Shubham,
Quickly.
Shubham,
Last 10 minutes on the
Shubham,
show.
just two things I want to address as regards Shujanda. First of all, Shujanda knows his cricket. He is a former first-class cricketer, and he
Right.
played Ranji Trophy for Bengal. And those who are asking if Shujanda owns that center square of Eden Gardens, yes, he does. As a curator, he owns that center square, lock, stock, and barrel. Uh, KKR are not the owner of Eden Gardens. They are a leasee for 2 months. Eden Gardens belongs to Cricket Association of Bengal. And get that clear. And KKR, I mean Shujanda, will not. What he has been doing, it's not that Shujanda has been preparing pitches only for this IPL. After this IPL, there would be the league final, there would be the JC final. So Shujanda will have to take charge of that also. So he is not going to change the nature of the pitch only for 2 months of IPL.
Strong words. Gargi Raut,
And
where do you
and
stand?
120 runs, if KKR pitch suddenly becomes a 120-run pitch and you see empty seats there because no one will come to see a low scoring game, then suddenly you will start blaming the curator and say अरे low scorer हो रहे हैं इसलिए लोग नहीं आ रहे हैं देखने.
Rupan, none of us are supporting Shujonda or KKR. We are voicing our opinion that this is a debate. None of us have anything to do with Shujonda. Shujonda doesn't get paid by us or we don't pay him. We respect him because he's a friend. And Ajinkya and the KKR management are also friends of mine. And I can say that personally, as are friends of a lot of people out here in this panel. So let's be very clear here. We have no problems with Ajinkya's statement. We have no issues with Shujonda. We are trying to debate the issue on merit. So we must make this very clear. It is our job as journalists to debate and discuss. Bharat Ramraj, again, clearly, loads of questions about KKR jumping the gun, the point that Rohit made. They should play good cricket, should change their home ground, says Amit, if the curator doesn't agree. Extreme points of view coming. Is it typical of IPL, Bharat?
Yeah, obviously, the IPL has millions and billions of fans, legions of fans. So expect it to be quite divided, especially when it comes to a franchisee like KKR, because KKR obviously has so many passionate fans. But I would still, as I noted, I would still back the captain's view. Though I understand that he should have developed a kind of rapport with the curator. Maybe that would have helped him if he develops a little bit of rapport with the curator. Then he might get the pitch that he really wants to. But I would also add a point that first match, people here were saying that it was a flat pitch. I don't exactly agree that it was a flat pitch, but actually it helped RCB's main seamer Josh Hazelwood, because there was a little bit of seam movement up front. There's a little bit of bounce. If anything, it helps your opposition, because Josh Hazelwood is, I think, one of the best seam bowlers going around. He doesn't swing much, but he's one of the best seam bowlers going around. So I understand from where Ajinkya Rahane is coming from, because it basically helped your opposition attacks, fulcrum of the opposition attack. So I'm fine with Ajinkya Rahane. So I would kind of side.
A lot of people are. But some people are saying that players, at Saurabh, for example, Gargi, at the end of the day, players make the game. Snehashish and Shujonda should agree to that, etc., etc. It is also a fact that players are the centerpiece of this whole drama. Should Shujonda just kind of try and help a little bit? Also, was the comment necessary? Do we have to, if we have to go into the comment itself, was it necessary in the public domain where it has actually divided? Good for Shomik, good for a headline, good for us, for TRPs, but was the comment actually necessary? Seriously, was the comment necessary?
The last season also, the same thing happened before the Eden Gardens first home match. Sunanda was walking. I remember Devashish and I got hold of him, and he said the pitch will remain the same. No one has the right to change it.
I remember
And
this.
I now understand that Shubhayan, Shomik, and Devashish are the root of all evil. I now understand this. So Shujonda must avoid these three fellows. Having said that, Gargi, where do you stand on this? Should it have been handled better from both ends? Ajinkya at the press conference not referring, kind soft words, one word going to Shujonda diplomatically, Shujonda not speaking to the media. Could it have been done in a better manner? Ultimately, KKR are, this is their home. They'll have to work with each other for the next 2 months. Would it have been better had this not happened? Gargi.
Look, in this debate, we understand where both the parties are coming from. We understand where Shujan Mukherjee is coming from, and we understand what point Ajinkya Rahane is coming from. But at the same time, I don't think it should reach a point where players are forced to vent in press conferences, and curators are firing back in interviews. Could there be some rules? Or right now it's a gray area, and franchisees invest millions of rupees, dollars, whatever, building squads designed for certain conditions. I think a simple formal system could maybe solve this. Maybe a pre-season meeting where the franchisee, the curator, IPL committee, whatever, sit down and discuss what's possible. It doesn't have to dictate every detail, but broadly align expectations. Do we want a spin friendly conditions, a true batting wicket? What works for this squad? This way, both sides are heard, and we avoid these sort of mid-season standoffs between a captain, a player, or the pitch curator. After all, home advantage is part of what makes leagues like the IPL exciting. Fans love seeing their teams dominate at home, but that excitement shouldn't come at the cost of professionalism or fairness. Clear rules, I think, at this point would protect everyone involved.
Dominate with the team you have. Dominate with the team you have. Don't blame the pitch.
Gargi, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. In the sense, first of all, Gargi, the thing
the
is
more
that
of what?
The more of this, the more of this firing salvos, the stories coming from one side and reports coming from the other. The more the merrier. We are the reporters. It's our job to write. It's our job to interview. So
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying writing reports is our job.
But the fact of the matter is that a captain has a press conference to address the media. So equally, a curator should also have the right to express his opinion. So it cannot be a one-way traffic, right? So
that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying as
exactly.
well.
लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना.
अच्छा भाई, ये क्या मतलब है? ये इसका एक कौन सा एक सुपर चैट है? इसका कोई भाषा मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. Does anybody read this language? I have no clue what this guy
Yeah,
is saying.
Bharat,
it is Tamil or Kannada.
Not
Bharat,
Canada, not
No,
Canada.
not Kannada.
Tamil
Okay.
no,
only.
Canada.
Boss, we'll pass this because we have no idea what you are saying, and it is our fault. It is our fault. I agree. Unfortunately, we are not able to understand what you are saying.
I think he's praising Dhoni because it's on the last part of it.
Pranam.
Oru legendary pranama.
Yeah,
Dhoni
he's saying
pranama is
pranam.
saying
Correct.
something.
Salaiva
Like that.
pranam. Salaiva whatever pranam. So if you are
Pranam.
praising MS, absolutely fine. Rohit will do lots of this MS fan following cult on the day. Don't worry. That is why he's there. He wants to do that and he loves doing that. Rohit, I'll give you the last words. Set it up for me today. KKR versus RR. We've had a heated debate on this pitch, but both teams are searching for a win. Kolkata Knight Riders need that win before they go to Bombay for the 31st. Our Rajasthan Royals, this is their home also, Rian Parag's home ground. They are also searching for a win. Again, both solid batting lineups. How do you look at this match, Rohit Juglan? Kolkata Knight Riders versus Rajasthan Royals.
I think Shubhanda kept on saying this thing that, Kolkata Knight Riders need to figure out that whether they want to bat, Ankush Raghuvanshi after 12 or 13 overs, or they want their finishers to come at the right time. Don't, typically put, Rinku Singh right there, where you say in Bollywood, you say that typecast mat karo. At a particular situation, don't typecast someone. So I also request this to KKR management. Don't typecast Rinku Singh as a finisher. He can bat after the 10 over slot, also 11 overs, 12 overs. I don't think that Ankush Raghuvanshi after 12 to 13 overs can pitch in there. It's the simple slot of Rinku Singh. Then Andre Russell could be a Ramandeep Singh. You can use them as floaters. So simple and quite clear strategy for KKR in my point of view. From the Rajasthan Royals point of view, let's see whether they come up with Hasaranga. Because Vanindu, they haven't selected him for the first game. Now I'm hopeful that he will get a chance here. And yes, as you rightly said, that both the teams want that 2 points, important 2 points, because it's about the momentum, how you build the momentum. At the first 3 games, if you lose first 2, the momentum is not in your side. So I think it's the fight for the momentum at this very stage for both the teams.
Another 250 run innings coming.
But Shubhan, totally agree with Rohit. Hasaranga should play. In
I should have
place of
They have a Kumar Karthik, Hasaranga play them.
I was thinking, basically reading a number of possible pitch reports, that I'll kind of add a number of spinners to my fantasy team. Shubhan saying 250, I'll have to change my fantasy team.
It's a small ground. It's a small ground.
small ground.
So I was thinking of 2 spinners in my fantasy team. Let me see if I just have 2 people. But I at the moment I had a Sandeep Sharma and a Varun Chakravarti. Obviously, I had a Sunil Narayan as an all-rounder. But I'll see what we do with our fantasy. That's all I have. Very, very good show. Loved it. Loved it. Real comments, engagement. That's what it should be like. Gargi Raut back with you all at 6:30 with her panel building up. Rahul Giri will join us from the ground at the Baraspara Stadium. Watch Hindi as Rohit Juglan and Shubhan and the rest of the boys take it there, while Bharat, Gargi, Shomik and the others will join. We'll also have Bangla because it's Kolkata Knight Riders. So our Bangla panel will focus on the Kolkata match as well. Debashish, Trisha, Ogni and the rest.
We'll also submit the RCB CSK practice report also. We'll also submit an English practice report for the RCB CSK, and then we'll do in Hindi also extensively.
Beautiful. So RCB CSK practice report that, and by the way, I have to answer this and close. A lot of people said, why are we celebrating the pitch invader? Not once are we celebrating. Debashish Sen was specifically asked, why would he do that? If somebody came and said to any one of us here, boss, will you jump over a 12-feet fence? I will be the first
Boya, can you allow me to answer this question?
Please do. Please do.
Digvijay Rathi, the winner of, I think he was the winner of Big Boss, or came third or the second or third in that show. MTV Roadies, Big Boss, Splitsvilla, three shows. He was being celebrated, not this guy. He was one of the pitch invaders back in the days in 2016 or 2015 when Virat Kohli was batting and he invaded the pitch. From there, he was celebrated. We are not celebrating this little kid. He was celebrated. That's why he went on for MTV Roadies, Splitsvilla, and then Big Boss. And he will do Khatro Ke Khiladi also in the coming years.
And I think if you see the report, if you see the report, we are not celebrating what he does. what he did on that particular day. We are celebrating his fandom of Virat Kohli, his poster on the walls of his house walls, and the poster of Virat Kohli there. From where he travels to, meeting Virat Kohli, it's not the right way. We never,
We
we never
wanted to know what's his story. Story is why he did that.
Yes,
Why he
exactly.
did that. Simple as that.
We never said in that
Simple.
particular video that you have to jump.
Let me, on behalf of everyone, answer this in a minute. None of us here will ever dare jump over a 6-feet fence when the police will hammer us, when we'll get arrested, when we will be humiliated publicly. We won't do it. From our position of access, rationality, understanding, prudence, whatever you want to call it, we will not do it. Some human being does it. Why? What explains this extreme fandom that the IPL brings to the fore? How do we stop it, at the same time retain this kind of fandom? Because it's at the core of Indian cricket. Why can't he do better? Sudhir Kumar Chaudhary, today a Sachin fan, plastered across the world in documentaries, did the exact same thing 10 years back, got hammered by the police. Sachin Tendulkar intervened and saved his ass. And thereafter, he now gets tickets everywhere he goes from Sachin, has become a celebrated fan. Can Rituparno Pakhira learn his lessons, never do it, got saved by Virat Kohli, and become a fan who contributes to the sport? We are not celebrating the act. We condemn the act. We are celebrating and understanding the extreme fandom and trying to see why this happens and how this happens. As journalists, it is our job to understand, not to take positions. I hope I've answered that. On that note, folks, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Gargi, Bharat, Shubhan, Rohit, Shomik, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me.